Welcome to Sensual Cooking Delights with Jay Allen. This is my sous chef, Mr. Recker. I'm too important to tell you what we're going to be doing tonight, so I'm going to have my sous chef be doing all the work. Why don't you take it away, Mr. Recker?
Thanks, Jay. All right, so we're going to take some pork tenderloin. I'm going to have you marinate this, or put a little marinade on it. You want to say what we're doing here with the emulsification?
Yeah, we're going to be mixing balsamic vinegar with olive oil, making a good emulsification, but we'll have more on that later.
All right, and then we're going to go ahead and paint both sides of this pork tenderloin, and we're going to season it, and we'll talk about what the seasoning is.
So we're going to be doing our meat with pork tenderloin. The tenderloin is the part of the pork that's like what we saw with the cow, the sirloin, the unworked back part. And because it's not very well worked, the meat's going to be very tender, tenderloin. So that's the type of meat that we're going to be using for.
Hi, my name is Mitch Schoen, and I'm here with the Chemistry News Network, your place for America's chemistry news. Tonight on Chemistry News Network, we've got some urgent news. Recent reports around the area have indicated that certain Gilmore girl Rory was found with her boyfriend Dean. According to the interviews, Rory prefers a 3-to-1 oil to vinegar mix when she's making her perfect pork chop. Tonight, we're reporting Rory and Dean, they were found in this park. And Rory was found to say that in order to avoid too tart of a vinegar taste or too oily and greasy of a pork chop, you need to have that perfect 3-to-1 mix. So let's see what Rory was really telling Dean. Based on our reports, we've done a little background research, and it looks like Rory was making some sort of vinaigrette or sauce that she was making her pork in. Based on our reports, this is a water-based acidic mixture that when combined with oil, it needs to form an emulsion. Yes, that's right, they were making an emulsion. Scandalous as it is, this is exactly what's going on. In fact, that perfect 3-to-1 mix is the suspension of water droplets and oil droplets simultaneously within each other. However, it should be noted that this relationship is temporary. It's only a temporary emulsion, so let's just hope Paris doesn't find out. Thanks for that report, Mitch. Alright, on to other breaking entertainment news. We have a report that Flava Flav was seen out on the block at his club party last night. And Flava Flav reported to the interviewer after the concert, smashing hit, huge attendance, that he prefers white wine or balsamic vinegar in order to add that flavor to his pork. I know Pork Chop's not going to be happy about it, but you can't put that on your T-bone steak. Moving on to other business and international news, Apple announced that it prefers to, it's actually going to release a new product called iVinegar. Sounds a bit strange, but based on their recent product line and declining iPod sales, they decided that they're going to start up a business in the cooking industry. It looks promising, and in fact, when vinegar is added beforehand, it can be used to marinate stuff, and when it's added during the cooking, it can add some flavor. However, they've been contesting with Flava Flav recently, in the fact that Flava Flav argues he prefers that white wine over the vinegar because during the cooking process, vinegar can make some sour tastes. Flava Flav don't like that on his beats. Moving back to pop culture news, we have recent reports from the Beatles at their latest hit album, Let It Be. Although it was released a couple of years ago, and many of you know it by the single Let It Be on that track, we have recent reports indicating that Let It Be may have been in fact referring to marinating steaks, porks, and other delicious meats. Although this seems controversial at the time, the Beatles understand something, that vinegar in fact helps break down the cell walls in the meat, and that causes it to be a little bit more tender and less crispy, crunchy, or chewy. Based on that, we think that Ringo's and John's, and maybe even Paul's reports may be conflicting, but we'll need to provide further investigation. Stay tuned for more news. I'm Mitch Schoen, and this is the Chemistry News Network. You've been listening. Thank you for tuning in. This is America's Chemistry Network.
Got the balsamic vinegar and olive oil onto the pork tenderloins. We're going to be zesting it with some lemon, and we know that most of the oils and flavors of the lemon are in the peel, so I'm going to be taking most of this off the peel, all of it off the peel. And after that, I'm going to be doing some salt.
Fresh sea salt.
Fresh sea salt. Pepper.
Fresh ground pepper.
Fresh ground pepper. I like a lot of pepper. I like my pork tenderloin to be really peppery. So now that we have these pork tenderloins all seasoned, we are going to be heating them on a medium heat on a stainless steel pan. Get some good Maillard browning going on.
Tonight on Larry King Live, scandalous reports on the market have reported that meat can either be browned or cooked, but we're here to bring you the truth. I'm Larry King, and this is Larry King Live. Yes, I'm Larry King, and this is Larry King Live. Tonight we'll be talking about a scandal in the supermarket, in your home, in the kitchen. Yes, your very own home. Tonight we'll be talking about meat browning versus cooking. You didn't know there was a difference. You've never heard of either one. In fact, you might not have even pondered that browning and cooking were different subjects. But no worries, folks. Tonight we're here to set the record straight. We've been taking in calls for the last 7 weeks from interested viewers, and we're here to set a couple things straight. First of all, we need to set straight the record between browning and what that actually is. First of all, browning is associated with something called the Maillard browning reaction. You may have never heard of it, but it's pretty simple. People have been talking about it in recent molecular gastronomy classes at Wheaton College. They seem to understand pretty well that it is just the breakdown of proteins to form, with sugars, to form other various delicious flavors that you'll find on the outside of your meat. However, you may be thinking to yourself, is my meat brown all the way through? And the answer is no, absolutely not. In the center of the meat, something entirely different is going on. In fact, it's very simple. It's just called denaturation of the proteins within there. Now, we all know that muscle fibers are what constitute meat. However, what you might not know is that the reactions inside the meat, based by heat, break down the proteins and make them into delicious yet not browned strands. In order to do this, you have to have a high internal temperature of the meat. Since we're baking pork here, we never, and I repeat never, folks, want to cook anything below the temperature of 170 degrees Fahrenheit. Failure to do so is reckoned in the Bible as both dangerous and possibly causing parasites. That's why the Israelites were instructed to not eat pork. Besides that, there's some other things that you need to know about cooking pork and browning. In order to have the perfect, crisp, luscious, enjoyable pork, you have to first marinate it to tenderize the outside. Even if you don't do that, think about adding some vinegar, white wine, or other things on the outside, as recently indicated by CNN news reports. Besides that, one last thing I want to set the record straight for is, with browning, how might that differ between that and actually cooking? So, you may be thinking to yourself, what's the difference between baking something, grilling something, boiling something, broiling something, or even, I don't know, cooking it over a campfire? Well, the degree of browning is a key distinction between all of those. The more open flame that you have, the higher the external temperature will be. And based on that, that'll cause that browning reaction. However, you can still cook your meat just fine in the microwave, but it'll be a nice, white, bland, nasty patty of a pork chop. Don't do that. So if you want that flavor and you want that crispiness on the outside that you've always been looking for, look to browning. That's the answer, folks. I'm Larry King Live.
So what we're doing right now is we're going to be heating these on a medium heat, just get some browning going and get a nice layer on the bottom that we'll later be using for the mushrooms. At the same time, we've got this pot that's been boiling with some potatoes. Since that takes a long time, it's good to have those. We've got some olive oil in here with a little hunk of butter. We like to use butter with the olive oil because if it were just butter, it's going to be mixing in with, or rather it's going to be smoking, you know, the butter's going to burn. When you add the oil, there's going to be, it's going to be mixed in with something with a much higher smoke point.
Yeah, so what do I think about smoke point? I don't know. I've been baking for the Pillsbury Bake Off for 20 years. And my key tip with smoke point is, instead of using some, I don't know, unrefined or even semi-refined like oils, like canola oil, their smoke points are like 225 or maybe even like 350. I prefer butter. Butter, when you mix it in with stuff like olive oil, it can actually raise the smoke point because butter smoke point's around 350. I don't know, just a thought. That's my thought. Besides that, I might want to put some cheesy dip on there. That's the winner.
So what we've got going on right here is we've got some chopped shallots, which is a mixture between an onion and garlic. It's a little milder than both. And it's just going to add a lot of good flavor to the carrots. We're going to be using that mixture of shallot and wine later on to get all of this gunk up off the bottom of the pan for our broth. Or rather, our gravy.
The sous chef is just sauteing the carrots, getting a nice crisp on them. They're gonna, you want them kind of al dente. You don't want them like, you know, you don't want them
super crisp or super floppy. Yeah.
Maybe taste as you go. They already taste good now.
Very good. So now the potatoes are done. Cooking, that is, and now we are going to bring them back over to the pot that we took it out with and mash them up with some milk. I like to add a whole stick of butter. It just gives a lot of flavor, kind of like Alton Brown. Salt.
He likes a lot of flavor.
Don't waste this.
Yeah, we're not going to waste the delicious shallot white wine
Oil.
Just don't you need that for the gravy?
No, this is the carrots. Came out of the carrots.
Yeah, I'm going to look for the... Maybe melting more rapidly.
Put foil on that.
Some nice black pepper. Brush it around. Move that knife so it don't die. Those are some good potatoes. So the carrots that we had cooking in that shallot white wine sauce are now done. Look just beautiful. I'll be enjoying those later. And go. What beautiful burning.
And oh, it looks like we have a caller on the line here. Looks like it is Marge Fresco from the village of Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Marge, what do you have to say about browning? Any questions?
Yeah. Hi, Larry.
Yeah.
I was thinking when I...
Okay, I can see that, Marge.
With the Meyer browning.
Can you clarify yourself on that point?
To be, no, when I was a little
Now,
girl from
do you think that most people believe that?
Tennessee.
Well, I can see that.
I think the proteins...
No, Marge, we need to clarify something here.
Make the sugar with the Meyer browning.
Okay, thank you for calling, Marge. That'll be all tonight. Thank you for calling in. We appreciate it.
Check this out. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take all these off. And we're going to tent it with some foil. And then, if you see all that beloved glaze at the bottom of the pan there, we're going to deglaze it and use all of that for our natural sauce. Okay, so what we've got right here is that mixture of shallots and wine that we saw before. We're going to do 3 tablespoons of this. And then over here, we've got some of the broth from the meat that we had left over. Poured it off of the thing, and now we're gonna whisk it. Get all of this junk off of the bottom. It's gonna make a really flavorful meat.
Chef will add a little more.
Sous chef's gonna add a little bit of more broth. This is beef broth. We are not vegetarians here.
Stock. It's like you boiled.
Yep, you're to boil bones and in water. What's going to come out is going to be some beef stock. So just bought in the store. You can buy it. Carton. Pretty good. Ready for mushrooms?
Yes, chef. I've always wanted to say that. These people are usually saying that to me, yes, chef.
That's right.
But now that I'm a sous chef,
now that you're the sous chef,
I've been demoted.
That's right. You gotta give credit where credit is due. My sous chef is now adding volume of beef stock to the mushrooms.
Now we're going to turn up the heat.
Turning up the heat.
The medium high.
You don't ever leave and then come back and
This is a wolf. This is a wolf stove we're cooking on today. You need to respect its power.
Respect the wolf.
Respect the wolf.
It sounds terrible.
It's got immense power. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to be waiting for this to come to a boil, or at least get really hot. So we're going to have a little bit of a heat vent with the lid. Just wait. It's getting pretty hot. Now what my beloved sous chef has done is he's taken a red bell pepper and he's diced it up really small. We're going to be adding this bell pepper to here, but now the reason why he diced it up so small is because he's going to want to increase the surface area so that all that flavor can be infused directly into the sauce. The reason why we don't want to have it big is because it's going to take so long for that flavor to get into the sauce. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to sprinkle these right into the sauce, and immediately, because of the small pieces, the flavor should be put right in. I'm going to be doing a lot of this, but we're going to be saving a little bit for presentation at the end, since, as Jacqueline always says, you first eat with your eyes. Okay, so now that we have all of the ingredients that we want to be in for flavor, we're going to take a quick taste. How is it? Pepper? Oh, that's just wonderful. Yeah, we could add a little bit of pepper. All right. Now, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want this to be thicker, like gravy. Now, a 70-year-old woman once told my sous chef that if you don't want thick, lumpy gravy, you use Wondra. This isn't a TV ad, but Wondra is super, super fine flour. So we're going to be adding this to the mixture.
So Wonder Flour? I don't know. I mean, I've heard of it and stuff, but I mean, from what I've heard, I mean, this is just my buddies. I don't really cook myself, but Wonder Flour apparently, like, it's sort of like unbleached white flour. Actually, bleached. Yeah, that's it. Bleached white flour. And they were telling me something like, I don't know. They do a different process on it or something like that. It's one where they actually like they bleach it and then they wash it. And then they actually like use compressed air to like dry it out or something. I don't really know, man. But like, actually, I think what they do is the reason that they dry it is it makes the granules real fine and stuff, so you can dissolve it into gravy and sauces to kind of give it a little more texture. But man, I don't know. I don't cook, so yeah, you're asking the wrong guy. You're asking the wrong guy. But yeah, good luck. Oh, don't you know Wonder Flour? Yeah, I heard of that one. Sure, huh? That one, I think they started at General Mills, yeah, back in 1960. That's right. Wonder flour, it sure was a wonder. Yeah, me and Uta, that's right, we live right here in the lodge. When we bake our biscuits, we love wonder flour. It's pretty easy. You just put it in and it instantly mixes it up. I think some smart scientist told me it was because it has a high surface area. But I'm no scientist. I just work in the woods here. Some other stuff I heard about wonder flour is that it's good for sauces too. Helps thicken it up, makes it nice and tasty. But other than that, I don't know a whole lot because I've been growing up here in the backwoods since 1942. Well, that's about y'all get from me.
Time can never mend the careless whispers of a good friend to the heart and mind. Ignorance is kind. There's no comfort in the truth. Pain is the whole you find. I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Though it's easy to pretend, I know you're not a fool. I should have known better to cheat and waste the chance that I'd been given. So I'm never gonna dance again.
Thank you for watching Sensual Kitchen Delights with Jay Allen. I hope that you have enjoyed our wonderful cooking experience this afternoon. Swallow. Not good. So, what we have here,
Voila.
as you can see, the preparation is
Bon
impeccable. We've got our wonderful carrots prepared with the white wine shallot sauce, and the sauce on top is also that with some beef stock and mushrooms and red peppers and the superfine flour. And then we've got our wonderful seared pork tenderloin, nice mashed potatoes with some thyme. It's all prepared really well with the balsamic dressing and the nice sprinkled red peppers on top, like I said we were going to do earlier. Thank you for watching. Bon appetit.
Woke up cold one Tuesday. I'm looking tired and feeling quite sick. I felt like there was something.
This cab will, I think, go nicely with the sweetness of the balsamic and the mushrooms.
You may switch.
I don't know what alcohol is.
Just smell it.
What is this demonry?
Hey, I put some new shoes on and suddenly everything's right. I said, hey, I put some new shoes on and everybody's smiling.
Do some dishes without you getting. Alex, I'm not kidding. Don't you have me on there. I'm your mother. You know, don't. Alex!
If the head chef wasn't in
Stop it!
So I'm wearing my brand new shoes. Woke up late one Thursday, and I'm seeing stars as I'm rubbing my eyes, and I felt like there were 2 days missing as I focused on.
Indeed. Recent reports have said that Rory and Dean were found in a park discussing this conversation.
Full of all of my friends all dancing round and round. And I thought, hello new shoes, bye bye blues. Hey, I put some new shoes on and suddenly everything is right.
True. In fact, drummer, I believe that's... Okay, we're starting. I should not start.
The drummer's Ringo.
I was gonna say Paul. I was like, I know that's wrong. Darn it.
Sweet sunshine and I'm running late and I don't need an excuse, 'cause I'm wearing my brand new shoes.
You didn't know there was a difference. You've never heard of either of them. Either way, we're gonna clear up all your doubts and set the record straight.
The break of dawn, take me wandering through these streets where bright lights and angels meet. Stone to stone, they take me on. I'm walking till the
They're just blown up. You're so funny. Yeah.
I said, hey, I put some new shoes on and everybody's smiling. It's so inviting.
Well, that's about y'all get from me. Alright, see ya. Definitely switched to a southern accent halfway.